This week we are going to look at traditional turn-based RPG Xbox game. It's so nice to meet a new batch of warriors to feed to my kraken. Time to die.
What the heck?
And this is our review of
Astral.
I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game.
It was developed by
VANGUARD
and published by
KEMCO.
It was released on August 1st to the Nintendo Switch, Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles for the price of $19.99. Astral Takers is a pretty standard RPG, no matter how you really look at it. We've definitely seen this formula before, directly following the standardized template that has worked well for many games in the past.
If it ain't broken, don't change it.
I don't know. Maybe they just crank these suckers out in like RPG Maker or something. Just seems like they're kind of using a pretty solid template at this point. If you're into this genre of games, I don't have to tell you, this will be a treat, as the characters, storyline, and musical score are all very unique and captivating. Even the various enemy types you encounter are wonderfully drawn and beautifully crafted art. I was overly thrilled at the background music that matched the action on screen. Job. The 2D pixel art turn-based RPGs continue to be churned out and make their way to consoles. For many years now, I really haven't given them much attention, as I remember the countless hours I had sunk into these classics like Phantasy Star, Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy, and Suikoden. Although many of these are like older Eastern titles, these are very happy memories for me, and I love the exploration and dialogue that they provided. It's been 30 years now, and not only have the games evolved, I have too.
It's been 84 years, and I can still smell the fresh paint.
To include the time I have to sit in front of the console, I decided to give this title a go as my nostalgia got the best of me, and I figured a $20 price point
$20
might sound pretty good to many gamers as we continue to get crushed by the cost of living spikes this year. Not to mention Microsoft's general trend to move to play anywhere. It made it a much easier squeeze into the gaming space of multiple devices. Now, I think we've all become very accustomed to loading cloud saves and getting rid of the old memory cards. You know, playing on multiple Xboxes has been super convenient. In the same vein, I love the idea of play anywhere. You know, just take your games with you and fire them up on your PC or your laptop, juicing into those same cloud saves to quickly pick up exactly where you left off. Now that's gaming, man, right there! Add in the growing number of PC handhelds hitting the marketplace, the future of playing on slower-paced, narrative-driven games becomes much more appealing when you can take it on the go. Xbox has had an app on the MetaQuest headset for a couple years now, but, you know, I really wasn't quite thrilled with the whole streaming experience and lag you've experienced playing something like Far Cry. So, you know, I really haven't given it much thought, but, you know, what about these slower-paced games like turn-based RPGs? They're not really affected by lag, and I figured it would be a great time for Astral Takers to give it a spin. Streaming it from the Series X in my living room, I'd say the experience was more than acceptable. And you know, using the Xbox controller provided the familiarity of the console experience on a much, much larger screen, and the ability to free up the living room TV for, you know, the rest of the family. It's kind of an added bonus. While I just laid back, put up my feet with a cozy new RPG. It was a match made in heaven. As I previously mentioned, the game kind of follows a very well-worn path, using a fairly rigid template for item and, you know, environmental design, with the difficulty option slid all the way down to baby easy mode, and the ability to save state on demand. Right there, most gamers should be able to breeze through the game in the span of, we'll say, a weekend. All the achievements and trophies come naturally through a normal playthrough without the bother of item collection or side missions. The battle system here gives options that are very familiar, giving players totally new and never seen before options like attack, defend, skills and use items? What?
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Yeah, so, 9.5 times out of 10, I hit the auto battle option just to give the high-level directions to, weapon attack, focus on healing, or full magic attack, which I left the toggle about 90% on that option. This streamlined the whole RNG monster encounters. It made the whole battle system an afterthought, which I totally appreciated. Playing through on the easy mode still gave me issues, blazing straight through, and I found myself in the Telltale RPG routine of grinding for XP, which is par for course for this genre. I found this to be somewhat relaxing, somewhat therapeutic, as I stayed close to an HP, an SP, or a regen point, and paced back and forth, just reaping the XP for leveling up my characters, and, many times falling asleep. Which, admittedly, it's hard to promote a game that says, hey, this is a great game. I love to sleep while playing it. Hey, come play this game. It's great. You'll fall right asleep. You'll love it. Is that a good thing? It was for me. To which the gameplay is forgiving, and the game tends to idle without controller inputs. So, hitting the LB allowed me for the auto battle options, which I loved because I dozed off until XP started hitting the books, which was lovely. My criticisms are probably pretty apparent here. The gameplay is generic, straight shot, without any sort of reward for exploration, hidden rooms, secrets, side quests, or, really any reason not just to run straight through to the next town or boss battle. Where's the game? Although the environments were varied and there were no alternate vehicles, pets, or anything to really enrich the experience, I quickly realized this and just go ahead and stop checking desk drawers, bushes, and bookcases for any secrets because they weren't there. NPCs typically only gave one response, so conversations were pretty flat, which actually is alright in my book because I hate getting stuck in the middle of storylines only to discover I didn't run the dialogue string all the way down to some kid in the back alley just to unlock the gate to the next area.
That's so annoying.
So, here with the low cost of entry, the PlayStation version provides both the PS4 and PS5 licenses. The Xbox gives you the play anywhere, a solid storyline and high-level accessibility to play when and where you want. I had a great time with this title, and I'll be looking forward to the next future titles from KEMCO. In the past, I've given criticism for lame soundtracks to many of the previous reviews I've had, and so I'm super thrilled here to report that the soundtrack here is amped up nicely with fast-paced rock for boss battles that, really kind of help set the environmental moods. Whether you're an achievement and trophy hunter just looking for a low-cost, cozy title for your Switch, Astral Takers does exactly what it came to. Therefore, we gave it 3.5 pieces out of 5. Yep, well, that wraps up that review right there. Here's some notes I took where I put the keys to the track. So, we make these new review videos every week, so if you're an indie developer or there's something you want to see, I'm back from summer break now, so I got some catching up to do.
Oh my god!
Let us know your thoughts and recommendations in the comments down below. Be sure to visit again next week
as we continue to take humorous stabs at some of the industry's new and upcoming titles.
Ooh, Hannah.
Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on the vlog.
Astral Takers?
If it ain't broken, don't change it. If it ain't broken, don't change it.